Jai Jai Ram, Sita Ram, 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 Jai Jai Ram.
Good evening and welcome to Satsang with John David, live from the Open Sky House in Germany. The next possibility to spend some more intense time will be from the 22nd until the 24th of November, the Vipassana Island Meditation Weekend in Denia in Spain. And from the 23rd to the 27th of December, John David is holding a Christmas retreat here in the Open Sky House in Hittorf. And then we going to India from the 10th to the 31st of January will be the pilgrimage retreat at the holy mountain Arunachala. 3 very beautiful possibilities to connect to yourself, and information you find on the website johndavidsatsang.international. You are also very welcome to visit us as a helper or a guest. And especially in January, you can come as a helper for free here to Germany, and information you find on the website openskyhouse.international. And you are also very welcome to join the meeting tonight by Skype. The Skype address is Meeting John David. You can ask a question or just say hello and connect. Thank you.
Welcome to satsang. The Italian man says, "Last week my wife and I had great sex. I rubbed her whole body with olive oil. We made passionate love, and she screamed for 5 minutes at the end." The Frenchman boasts, "Last week when my wife and I made love, I rubbed her whole body with butter. Then we made passionate love, and she screamed for 15 minutes. The German man says, "Well, last week my wife and I made love too. I rubbed her whole body with special oils. We made love and screamed for over 6 hours. The Italian and the French were stunned. They asked, 'What could you have done to make your wife scream for 6 hours?' The German man says, 'I dried my hands on the sheets.'" A married couple invited some people to dinner. At the table, the wife turned to her 6-year-old daughter and said, "Would you like to say the blessing?" "I wouldn't know what to say," the daughter replied. "Just say what you hear Mummy say," the wife said. The daughter bowed her head and said, "Dear Lord, why on earth did I invite all these people to dinner?" This is my favorite coming up. A man boarded a plane with 6 kids. After they got settled in their seats, a woman sitting across the aisle from him leaned over and asked, "Are all those kids yours?" He replied, "No, I work for a condom company. These are customer complaints." Oh God, I've been reading jokes now for, seems like, I don't know, 6 years it must be. And it's really amazing how often these jokes can kind of reveal something in human nature, yeah? Somehow it's so cute when we can actually laugh at all the funny things we do as human beings, yeah? Endless, endless. So in the last, I guess the last week, I've been completely busy editing my new book. It's called Meetings with Remarkable People. And there's 12 masters, not all masters actually. Some of them are well known. We have Muji, we have Andrew Cohen, we have Krishna Das, we have Ganga from Babaji, and her daughter Mukti. So we have some well-known names. We have Gangaji also. And then we have people that, if you've been to India, you met during the retreat, but who are not well-known. I think it was 2 weeks ago I was in Amsterdam getting the story from Ganga. She was something like 22 years old, studying philosophy in the university in Brussels. And she had this sense that there was something that she really was interested to find out, but it wasn't happening in her philosophy courses until she came across, I think it was Socrates. Who has this thing, know thyself, know thyself. And this know thyself touched her so much that she realized that actually that was her only interest. So she quit her studies, she got the blessing of her parents, and she hitchhiked. In those days you could hitchhike. She hitchhiked from Brussels to India. So that would have been through Iran, through Afghanistan, all kind of amazing countries which unfortunately we can't really visit anymore. I remember when I first went to India, which is, of course, 40 years ago or something, 45 years ago, people were telling wonderful stories of Afghanistan. And now we only hear about Afghanistan in terms of the latest kind of horror story. But the people there are remarkable human beings, I think. Anyway, she got to Rishikesh. So Rishikesh is a very small town in the north of India, just in the foothills of the Himalayas. And it's where the Ganga River comes out from the mountains into the plain. Well, just before it gets to the plain, it comes to Rishikesh. So it has this holy river flowing through. And there's one part of Rishikesh which is lined on either side of the river with ashrams. Most of the famous Indian masters have an ashram there. And she was living very simply, of course, because she didn't really have any money, so she was living very, very simply. And one day she met a man, and this man came to her and said something like, "What do you want?" And I can't now remember what her reply was, but anyway, she started to sit in meditation, and through the power of meeting this man, she had no idea who this man was, but through the power of the meeting, she had a glimpse. She immediately went into Satori. And of course, this was very, very touching for her. And then the man disappeared. She just met him this one time by the Ganga and had this enormous experience. And then he wasn't there again the next few days. And she thought to herself, I've got to meet this man. Here she is, a young Western woman alone in India. So she decided that she would leave her simple lodgings and come and lie down under a tree near where they had met on the bank of the river. And he didn't show up for 8 months. She waited for 8 months. And then who's showing up? Papaji was showing up. So this man was a completely unknown person in those days, and they became in a connection. They used to take long walks together, day by day, and sometimes he would say, "Well, now I have to go," and he would go off for some time. She would stay waiting for him, and then finally he seemed to have accepted her more, and she was invited to travel with him. They went to Vrindavan. It's the home of Krishna. And there they became lovers. He was 65 and she was 22. And of course then basically they started to live together as man and wife. Papaji actually had his own Indian wife, and he had 2 grown-up children from that marriage. And after some time, they had met different Western young people in Rishikesh, and gradually these young people had gone back to Europe, and they were inviting Papaji, "Please come to Europe. We can arrange some meetings for you." So finally they went to Europe and traveled in, I think in France, in Spain. He was in Switzerland. Probably they would have been in Belgium also. So for some time, I'm not sure how long this time was, but they were together in Europe. And then there was a moment when his visa had run out and he would have to go back to India. And in this moment, she discovered she's pregnant. And she asked Papaji, well, what to do now? And Papaji's answer was, "Oh, a little Ganga, a little Ganga." And so she decided that this was his way of saying, let's keep the child. So he tried to arrange for her to come to India, but because of the time it took to get a visa, this child was actually born in Brussels. And after 1 month they went to India. Papa gave her the name Mukti. And in this chapter for the book, Mukti has offered me her version of her family's life together. So Daddy for her was Papaji, who became also her master. So it's a very unusual story where the wife's husband was the master and the daughter's father was the master. So it's a pretty amazing, powerful spiritual story, I would say, and I would guess pretty much unique story. I've never heard anything like that before. And this book has come together in a very strange way because it feels like there's somebody orchestrating the collection of people that have come together. And I'm really touched from the stories. So I've been very busy editing this book, and I hope we will print it in the beginning of December. In English now. Okay. Somebody like to come? So how are the earth spirits in Hamburg?
My parents don't live in Hamburg, they live in the south actually.
They live in the south?
Yeah.
Not in Hamburg?
No.
Oh, I thought you come from Hamburg. Really? In the south? Why do I think you come from Hamburg?
Spent there 4 years and I felt more familiar in Hamburg than in my hometown.
Oh, you were living in Hamburg?
Yeah, I was living there.
And where do your parents live?
Small city, just 2.5 hours south here, near Frankfurt.
Near Frankfurt, okay. Right. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter if it's all right. Yeah. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I mean, the ceremony was very beautiful and we had a very heartful Catholic talker. Yeah. Women.
At the funeral?
Yeah.
This was your grandmother's funeral?
Yeah.
Right. And you showed me some pictures, quite sweet old lady.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if sweet's the right word, but...
Yeah, I mean, on these pictures it was completely radiant. I actually don't know what happened to her, but it was like she was posing for her when she dies, that we have some good pictures from her.
Yeah, because you have pictures of almost your whole family with her, yeah?
Well, yeah. Well, with me and my dad, I have it. We went there together.
And was she somebody who was close to you?
Actually, I think in childhood, but not very much recently.
Right.
No, actually, I don't think so. We don't. There was not really such a thing as being close to somebody because the emotions were so repressed. It was more like we were just practically functioning together with our mental structures.
Okay, you were just sharing mental structures, really.
Yeah, we were sharing the same structures.
Lunch and mental structures.
I was a good boy for her, and she liked it.
That's where you got your good manners from, was it? Being nice to grandma.
Oh yeah, they were very toughly looking that I am nice, and they were very judging that I do the right things, and that would make me very nice. And I always liked, I played it against my sister. I always made myself being nicer than her, and she hated me for that. But later on, it was better for her because I put myself in a trouble by being so nice, and because because I didn't knew anything about myself anymore.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm just getting some memories about one uncle who used to come. He was a bachelor, and somehow the game was to see how much pocket money he would give us. So we were probably also being very nice to him.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I can remember his suitcase.
Why?
Well, I don't know why I can remember. Maybe that's where he kept the pocket money. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the mind picks up funny things like that. Yeah. Yeah, he was one of 3 brothers, and my parents always told me that my father had got his brains as well as my father's brains. So this guy was a little bit lacking. You know, he was a little bit. He had a safe government job, you know, working in the tax department or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so was it interesting to go and stay some time with your family and to meet maybe family you didn't meet so often? Get a sense of yourself in this context?
Yeah, it's always interesting just to see the changes and to see like how they are developing and what happens to them, and how some things or some inner work happens to them also.
Yeah. Right. And do they notice any inner work is changing with you, that something has changed for you? Are you, as far as they're concerned, you're still very well-mannered and what every grandmother wishes of her?
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, they do, I think. And sometimes they do appreciate, and sometimes they do not appreciate, and it's a little bit tricky.
Right. They don't really see that something is happening. You're a bit different now from, you've been in the community 3 years, is it?
Yeah, 3.5, 4, almost.
Almost 4 years.
Almost 4, almost 4.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, they don't see these energetic changes really. I mean, when I came here, I also didn't really see the energetic phases, and I wasn't really, just wasn't sensitive. Now when I see a face, I can now see much more than I could when I came here. I couldn't really see anything about people. I couldn't really feel them because I couldn't feel myself, and couldn't really feel the energy because I couldn't feel my own energy. So, yeah.
And now you notice that had changed?
Yeah.
Right. So maybe we should sit quietly together and do a little investigation.
Okay.
Okay, so keeping your eyes closed, look inside and bring your attention to whatever is going on, which is the strongest thing. Maybe in your thoughts, maybe in your emotions, maybe some body sensation, or it may simply be quiet. So what do you find is going on inside?
Yeah, it's quiet.
what's happening now?
It's still very quiet and very ordinary.
Okay, good. So there is a few thoughts, but they're somehow in the background.
Yes.
So what's happening now?
It's getting more quiet and there's more space.
Okay. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So it stayed quiet?
Yeah.
Well, sounds like your parents' ashram works better for you than our ashram. Anyway, I think it's nice. Yeah. So were you actually now experiencing that you were mostly quiet?
I experience it more, but I think no. I actually have more quiet, but I also have more mess. Basically, it's just going out.
Yeah.
But I think I can feel that I'm somehow in a higher state of consciousness or in a better energetical state
Higher state of consciousness.
than I was like a few years ago or something, some time ago.
Right.
And I think
Did you meet some of your old friends, like local friends? Not
no,
really.
I didn't. Didn't have so much interest. I called a few of them. One of my best ones, married now.
All right.
Yeah, but I think it's enough to have my family. Not so much interest. Maybe sometime.
Right. Right. But actually, by going to Hamburg, you lost contact with your old friends, probably. Yeah?
Yeah,
Most of them.
yeah, and in Hamburg I also have got some friends. They're a bit more interesting, I guess, because they're kind of these people which you would also have to like at the new house. This kind of alternative, healthy lifestyle people, and they are quite creative and they have some power.
Nice. And what happened when you came back to the community? You noticed anything?
I mean, I noticed a difference in the quality. Yeah. When I'm with my parents, when they talk, they are just saying words without really talking to me. It's like there is no real communication happening. They're just saying what their topics are, but they're not really communicating with me. Yeah. So,
A bit like how you are with us, in fact.
Yeah, it's the opposite. Yeah, it's like super direct, and I'm like, wow, fucking direct.
You experienced when you experienced here in the community like that, did you?
Yeah. Yeah, the difference in the quality. It's just more. It's just more truthful, more direct, more. Yeah, it's a big quality.
And here there are no earth gods, but we have the river god, the Ganga of Europe passing by.
Yeah, I don't mind about that. Whoever wants can come, and if they don't come, they don't come. Also, okay.
Yeah. Okay, good to talk. You like to come? So last time we met, you were a student, yeah?
Yeah.
You introduced us to the best student restaurant in town, I think.
Yeah.
And now you're unemployed.
Yes.
Like that.
Retired.
Retired. Right. Well, you probably deserve some retirement after your 4 years of study, or 3 years?
3 years.
3 years.
Well,
You don't know yet if you passed your exams, or you know already?
no, I don't know. I have a
positive. Yeah, should be okay. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You probably get a distinction more than okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And now you've been through your family also, come from your family in the south,
Yeah,
a bit further south.
yeah. I was staying with them for 5 days now. I came and
Right.
we had all the conversations, the negotiations. That was the
Oh, really? About your next steps in life? But you seem to have a nice, understanding father. Is he still a nice, understanding father?
yeah. Very, very nice, understanding father. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he supports you in your new endeavor.
Yeah, I have a feeling he does.
Right. Right.
Very fortunate, I guess, and he's so interested too.
Oh, so he'll like to visit us, will he?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Good. Is he involved in such spiritual things? Not really.
No, not at all. No.
Yeah.
He's quite a smart guy, I would say. So he can follow things quite quickly, I think. And
Yeah.
I gave him the book, Pointless Joy of Freedom, I think.
Oh, did you?
Mm.
Oh, did he have a look?
I
Did he
don't
comment?
know.
Oh, you don't know if he looked at it.
He read the first the intro.
Oh, the intro, yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, next time you go, you'll have to see if it's been opened. You know, whether there's any, whether the book feels like,
It's
you know,
been
it's a bit
read.
bended and kind of it's been loved a bit.
Yeah.
If it's in the bookshelf, that's probably. It's quite funny. I remember last year. Oh no, it was this year actually. In the summer, I was in Hungary, in Budapest, and I stayed in an apartment, and they had 3 or 4 of my books in the bookshelf, you know, and they were completely in mint condition. So I got the feeling they'd never even opened them. So first of all, it was quite touching to see them there, you know, and then I just, as I say, I discovered they were in such good condition that it looked probably like nobody even looked at them. I remember already probably 5 years ago, I was in Spain staying in the house of somebody who had also had my books, and then he was complaining that the pages fell out, and I thought, well, that's good. If you've been reading it enough that the pages fall out, that's pretty intensive reading.
Yeah.
I think we use better glue now, actually. That was the first book. Actually, I think we used only glue, and then we learned that you have to kind of sew it as well as glue it. Yeah. But we didn't. That was our first book, you know. It took us a few books before we really learned how to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now they're really good. Yeah, really, really nice.
Oh yeah, you've been reading them, have you?
Yeah.
Testing,
yeah.
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 Yeah. I'm very pleased with my new one that's coming quite quickly. Actually, it's suddenly it became alive. You know, I wasn't really expecting to be able to print it now, but it suddenly came together very quickly and nicely. And my ex-wife lives in Australia, and she's the editor. So we connect, you know, from Australia to here. And actually, we do a better job together when she's in Australia. As far as apart we can be, you know. Although actually, we've managed to maintain good friendship. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very lucky this week because she's got a new boyfriend. It's been in about 3 months now with a hot new boyfriend. And when he's in town, I can't get much editing done. But luckily, he's just gone away for 10 days. So right now, we have a chance to finish the book, you know, before he comes back.
Yeah.
It's very easy to meet you. It's a new technique since we last met. You know? It's called the deep snore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been doing my homework, you know, for my exam, but yeah.
Great vibration, yeah. The snore.
Anyway, nice. And you're here to play in the concert tomorrow, I understand. Wow, fast beginning. Good. Okay, well. Well, we have a bit of time, I don't know. Maybe you ask if the people from Kapilia likes to come through, yeah? Huh? Oh, they're not online. Oh, really? But the internet in Trapelia is good. Okay. Ah, here they are. Look. Ah, wow. Very good lighting.
Yes.
Yeah.
DJ come. DJ.
Ah, well, you're all still alive, even though you're working hard. You're only putting blocks on blocks at the moment, I guess. In your sleep as well.
What?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So Diane, you're still there.
Да, ты еще тут.
Да, да.
Yes.
Сегодня был очень смешной день.
It was very funny day today.
Yeah? What happened?
Что случилось?
Не знаю, ко мне приходил смех.
Laugh was coming to me.
Love?
Laughing.
Laughing. Ah, okay. Right. That's probably because you're working with Atma, you know, because she's got a lot of laughter inside.
Это, наверное, потому что ты работаешь с Атмой вместе, у него много смеха. I don't know.
Okay. So now you're a construction worker.
Сейчас ты работаешь на стройке, строитель.
Да. Завтра Виджи у меня будет в помощниках.
Tomorrow, Vijay will be my helper.
Very good, yeah.
Он подтверждает.
Yeah, he agreed.
Right. Well, you seem to be having a lot of fun, Diana. I'm surprised how you're so open tonight.
У тебя много веселья, ты очень открытый сегодня, я очень рад.
Wow. And the boy's probably a bit tired tonight.
Мальчики устали.
Is the wall still standing? I'm having nightmares that the whole thing has collapsed.
Стены стоят уже, потому что мне кошмары снятся, что все, короче, обрушится.
You'll end up with Diana holding up the whole thing, like.
Что Диана будет все держать.
Так оно и происходит.
Huh?
Так оно и происходит.
Yeah, it's happening like this.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, nice to see you so energized, Diana.
Да, классно видеть тебя, ну, что у тебя так много энергии.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Yeah. And the boys probably are speechless from hard work.
Парни, наверное, не могут разговаривать из-за тяжелой работы. We can talk, Vijay say.
Oh yeah. He's ready for the winter. I see, wearing his fur coat.
Ты готов к зиме уже, одел теплую куртку. Yes.
Okay. By the way, did you find a place for Hanuman's painting?
Вы нашли место для картины Ханумана? Yeah, we put it.
Yeah? In the middle?
Yes.
It's not quite the same level as the other two, yeah? And it's not really straight, but otherwise it's almost good. Up a bit and the right side up a bit more, yeah.
Правый край надо поднять.
Okay, well, you look very good, a good crowd. We almost have a community suddenly.
У нас внезапно, ну, что все хорошо выглядят, у нас внезапно коммуна получилась.
Instant community.
Внезапно, быстрая коммуна. Быстрая.
Great, okay. Okay, so we're going to finish. So I say good night.
Закончи, да, спокойной ночи. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
They're an hour ahead of us here, you know. So now it's 10:30 for them. They're still online, eh? Yeah. Oh, that's the delay. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good.